All right, welcome back, everybody. It's been like I think it's like almost 2 weeks since the last video, and things are going well. Things are going okay. Everything is still, of course, growing phenomenally. The plant's just constantly going nuts. I figure we'll just take a quick look. Couple of little changes going on. So what we had was. I actually cleaned, well, I just scraped the front glass a little bit on a couple of these tanks because they were really horrible, but it actually did wonders for the tank because some light got in there, and so the plants are all growing. These guys are doing real good here. Plants doing real good here. These guys, of course, doing pretty good here. Got all those little snail guys, which I definitely want to get rid of. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the viewfinder here. So these guys are all doing pretty good. Down to the guppies. Guppy guys doing good. Everybody's hanging out, cruising around. I did notice that they completely decimated any plant life that was in there, any of those roots. I don't know if you can see that one root that was like barely hanging on, but we're going to help him, and we're going to get that one going again. So then down here we have our little guys there. Oh, that guy's really bright for some reason. I don't know why. But look at them guys, huh? That's 5 of them right there. I'm not sure why they got fed this morning. I don't know why they must be, maybe they're a little frisky or something. But you see there's 4 guys right there. And there's 2 guys that just flew down there. There's one of them right there. Right? Now let me see if I can find the little guy. There's the little guy, he's so cool. But he's very, he just kind of does his own thing. I don't really see him get messed with. Like, they don't really mess with him too much. I'm trying to find him right now. Excuse me. They don't really mess with him too much, and he doesn't really mess with them. He kind of just be, like, floating around. There he is. Oh, there he is back there. You can see the difference, right? From the fatso to that guy. Let me see if I can get in there a little bit. There he is. What's up, buddy? He's hanging out. I gotta say though, they are pretty cute, these guys. Let's see, can we back up a little bit? There we go. Okay. So these guys are doing pretty good. Love the colors on these guys. It just remind me of like snakes or, I don't know, frogs or something, but they're all hanging out. There's those guys back there. Here's another guy right over here. So they're all doing pretty good. Let me move on to the next tank. Well, let's go this way because we'll save the best for last, I guess. So this is the Molly guys, and these guys too. I don't know if I had mentioned that I was battling some kind of disease or something that was going on. But it seems to have worked its way through, and it's pretty much gone, actually. I mean, I lost a couple of guys, but I don't really see anybody having it anymore. And that was pretty much it for these guys. As a matter of fact, you know what? Here's one. Let me see if that guy is. Let me see where'd he go. There's one guy that the last guy that I've been treating with some methylene blue, but the other day I actually put a little IC-X on a Q-tip and just dabbed him with it. I don't know where he went now. He's gone. Where is he? Okay, here he is, and I'll show you what I was talking about. I don't know if you can see. What the hell is he? Okay, I think it's this guy. Yeah. See that? See that white? Let me try to zoom in, maybe. You see that whiteness on him? You see that, right? I wish it would focus in right. I mean, like right there would be so good if it focuses. But it looks. I mean, it almost. He's gone now. Okay. I hit the button by accident, but thank God I didn't screw it up too much. Okay, so that guy, he's around somewhere, but he's doing actually a little better than he was, and he's the only guy left that has anything on him. So I'm hoping that whatever that was, it kind of just disappeared, which I know is really hoping. But and then okay, so then over here we have these guys, which let me see if I can back out. Okay, so here's these. These were the last glow guys, the little eggs that hatched, and these Corey guys went crazy. Now you'll see that one Barb guy hanging out there. He was in the other tank, the 90, with all the like glow tetra guys and everything, and he was on the bottom dead. I mean, he looked like he was dead, and I was like, "What is going on here?" Now, I don't see, his fins don't look like they were being nipped or anything like that. But I took him out, and he was still breathing, so I was like, okay, what do we do with him? At first, I put him with the guppies, but immediately I saw the guppies look like they were starting to already nip because he's got this beautiful tail, you know what I mean? So it looked like the little guys were going after him to start nipping him. So I was like, all right, can't put him in there. So I'm looking around and I don't really know where to put him. So I figured, you know what, let me throw him in here and see what happens. And all of a sudden he's alive again. And I don't know if you can see him there, but he's actually a really cool one. He's nice and like glowy green and stuff. And yeah, he's doing really good all of a sudden. I don't know. So anyway, so that's those guys. Then over here, of course, we're gonna have another whole bunch. I don't know if there's anybody even coming out yet, but there was a bunch of eggs in there. I don't know. Yeah, there's a million of them in there, but we'll see what happens. I threw some methylene blue in there, but I left it was a little cold, so I left the little filter thing on there to drip water, but it kind of got rid of the methylene blue. And then over here we got these guys, the Calico Mollies are doing really, really good. If we go around, of course, so now let's go to the middle here. These guys, so what happened was, I don't know if you remember her, she was in the 55 gallon over there in the corner, but what happened was she was in there with that big fat Calico one, and it was just her and I think it was a male, and I'm not exactly sure. He was in there. I took him out from outside and brought him inside, and I told you he was kind of like, I don't know, just floating upside down outside. I thought it was a little too cold for him maybe, so I brought him inside and put him in the tank with her, and they were doing good for like a week, maybe a week and a couple of days, and then honestly, I'm not really sure what happened. I think maybe I fed them, like I was feeding them some bloodworms, and they were eating them and everything was fine. But outside, I was feeding them the pond sticks, like goldfish pond sticks and stuff. So they were eating the bloodworms so fast, I said, man, I can't just keep like dumping bloodworms in there. That seems like a lot. So I figured, let me throw a couple of the stupid little stick guys on top of the water, but they're floating ones. And I think that maybe the male, he I guess going up to the top and eating the sticks off the top, he was maybe sucked in a lot of air or something. But I wake up the next morning and I go to, look at all the tanks, and she's in there on one side of the tank, and I'm like, oh, where's the dude? And I'm looking up, and he's upside down at the top of the tank, floating upside, like he's not dead, he's alive, and he's almost like able to swim around, but he's floating upside down, and he's like, almost like he has an air bubble in his stomach that won't let him, float to the bottom or turn over. So I tried to give him a couple of things. I tried to give him some, I did the whole peas without the shell thing to see if that would work. I turned up the temperature in the water because that tank actually had no heater in it. And I was like, okay, let me turn the heater, I'll get a heater for it. I turned the heat up. And by the next morning, he was gone. It just, I don't know how, so fast, but he was gone. And I was like, oh man, that sucks. So I didn't want to leave her in there by herself. So I figured, you know what? Put her in here with the other misfits, right? And at least she has some company. She got the 2 silver dollar guys. There's one female in here with her. This orange one is a female, so they kind of could share the attention of the males, because I'm pretty sure the rest of these goldfish guys are males, and the dinosaur guy down there, the prehistoric guy, is a male for sure. Okay, so over to the cattle ranch. So the cattle ranch is doing real good. Let me just totally back up and just give you like a kind of like a what's going on here kind of thing. I know I probably never do this, but I'll try to show you that how the kind of like the room looks a little bit. So that's the cattle ranch right there. That's a 125 long, and you see all these crazy plants and stuff. They're just growing like crazy. Then over there in that corner is the 90, and that has the glow tetras and bobs and stuff. And then if I back way up over here and they go like that, then you can see the rack with the 320s and the 455s. So the lower left one will be, that's where the pea puffer guys are. The lower right one is where the original cat guys are, and some guppies in there. And then if I just try to keep this distance of everything, there's the 135 that cracked, but I fixed it. It's got the mollies in it. And then if I kind of squeeze this way just to show you those two, those are the 220s that have the mollies and catfish guys. All right, so then what I was gonna say is, so what I did was I took, I'm sorry, let me keep pulling around. So I took her out, threw her in here, and her tank, which is that one right there in the middle there, was empty. So I went out and I went to Tractor Supply and I got some of that black blasting sand, cleaned it all out for a day, washed it all out, finally put it in there. And I have a bag of crushed coral that I'm going to put in there too, to kind of match, like this one here is the crushed coral with the black sand. So I kind of, it's doing real good, so I'm going to do the same thing there. So after which was really crazy, because also, if you notice, let me see if I can just, okay, so if you look, you start looking right there, you see all those eggs now. So now these are, look, all of those. So these are the Cory guys in here now that are doing that. Here's another, oh, sorry. Here's another, where the hell are they? I thought they were around here somewhere. There they are. So that's another set, a couple of guys there. And believe it or not, I actually scraped a crap load of eggs off of the glass here, and I threw them in here in this new tank. Now what's really weird is, after I cleaned this new tank out and I put the sand in there, right, and I put the water in, and I'm like, okay, everything's going good. I'm hanging out the next day and I'm looking in there, and I know the shrimp guys are in there and everything, but I'm looking, and I don't know if you can see this, but you see that, right? You see those little fish everywhere. I don't know what kind of fish they are. I'm gonna say they're, I really don't know. I'll be honest with you. I really don't know. It can only be, logically, it would be babies from the female and the male ranchu or ranchu, or whatever those guys are called, Arandos or ranchus or whatever. But you just see how many there are, and I'm not sure what they are. Let me see if I can try to focus in on him. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he is. So I'm thinking he's either he's, I should say either they are guppies, and just, I don't know, maybe they were I don't even know, on the net, or so I have no clue how the guppies would get in there, or that fat female there and the male actually somehow within a couple of days had eggs and babies and all, and the eggs, and I didn't even see the eggs somehow, and the eggs, I don't even know where they would have been because I dumped all this sand in after the male passed away. And now look at all them guys in there. And then, okay, so then I said, all right, so I throw those bunch of, the catfish eggs I threw in here too, because I was like, now what am I going to do with all these catfish eggs? And I don't know if you could see those guys. Try to back up a little bit. Okay, now you can see those guys, right? So you look, watch. Look at how many there are. They're all over now. I mean, this is craziness. Look at those guys. But yeah. Oh my goodness. So, anyways, it really is amazing. Like I said, and these fish are they're just confusing me. I have no idea what these fish are. So we're going to give them a chance to grow up, I guess, and then we're going to see what they are. But that's a big fat shrimp right there, huh? So that's what I wanted to show you. All these little glow guys are just crazy, right? Let me see if I can. Okay, well, get a little glowiness. But yeah, they're crazy, right? Look at them guys. I mean, they're just. I mean, you can't see because of the reflection. Oh well. But yeah, I mean, they're just, look at that. They're just all over the place. So now, what's going to happen is, I don't know what's going to happen. Actually, what's going to happen is I wanted to try to put the crushed coral in here, but I don't want to bury those guys under the crushed coral. So either I got to do it really, really slowly, like, and kind of like let them get pushed out of the way a little bit. But there's another guy. Jeez, these shrimp are really cranking, huh? Look at that dude. And then there's that dude back there. Of course, there's always these, I don't know, somebody called them, I think, ghost shrimp maybe or something. I don't know where he is, he's cruising around. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff going on here, and it's like the less I do, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like the more I neglect it, the more stuff is happening. I don't know what's going on, but they're doing incredible in there. It's just amazing, like. So, anyways, so that's a little update to our, and here's the 90 that has all those guys in there. They're all still pretty. Like I said, they were doing pretty good, except for that one green guy that he was just not really doing good. But also, I think it's almost time. There's those original guys back there. It's almost time for me to do a little water change, probably on everybody. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do a little water change on the guys out in the pond out there. These guys too, man, they're just going bananas in here. The eggs, they just kill me on the glass here. I mean, look at those eggs on that glass. What the heck? Yeah, look at that gigantic guy in the cave back there. Look at those guys in the caves. Where is he? Yeah, back there. I don't know if you can see them. They're monstrous in there. They're so funny though, the way they look. Like look at this guy's face. Oh, he took off. Sometimes when they look right, like straight at you, that little Yosemite Sam face is just so funny. Okay, I guess I will stop talking, and I will see everybody pretty soon, I hope. Okay, adios.